We back. Of course. Where else would we be? Some new changes. Can you point it out in the comments section? We'll listen. You might be on From the Deep, but you will be listening to 2 Deep Podcast every fucking Friday.
Yes, perfect. There it is.
That was tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 2 Deep Podcast.
Episode 53, baby.
And today we got a lot in store for you. And by a lot, I mean some juicy topics as per usual. But to start off, as always, we have to open up another brew.
Now I'm interested for this one. This one was brought to you by Juan, obviously. They are very interesting. Got the treasure chest as always. We got some high noon happy hour peaks. I don't know why I said high noons.
They look
they
like
are in
high
cans.
Noons,
they look
why.
good. They're little.
So yeah.
They're in this top thing. Usually you see this in IPAs, but
it's not an IPA though, is it?
It's not. No.
Okay. And after this, while we're doing this, or after we rate this, I have to go into my February challenge.
Yes.
So we'll discuss that. But
sorry, forgot the cameraman.
Local sourcing, clean and crisp.
It looks
certified organic. Best ingredients in beer. Peak Organic Brewing Co. Right. Alcohol percentage 4.7, pretty standard.
Smells decent.
Smells like a brew. Cheers.
Fuck! I forgot. It's the curse of the cans. We don't cheers on cans.
It has
an IPA-ish
yeah,
taste.
It does have an IPA. That's exactly what I was gonna say. There's a little bit of an IPA. Wait, what does that say? Happy hour right here.
Happy hour, yeah.
I like that touch.
Crushable Pilsner. It's crushable. I feel like you can kill this. It goes down pretty smooth. Not a bad taste. Little bit of that IPA sense. I don't know where that's coming from. Doesn't really say. I don't know. Bottle looks pretty cool. Good coloring.
Yeah.
I like the color.
I said, yeah, I was gonna say the aesthetics are
pretty good.
Are kind of fire. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
6.6. So you went a little lower. I put this. This is decent. I like this.
It's decent. It's decent. You know.
Put it in. Put it in the log.
It definitely tastes like a pilsner. I think it's got that. It's got that taste. Yeah, I like it. Proper.
I just put it just into the 7s because it's. I feel like I could enjoy this. Like if this was in an assortment, and there was like Bud Lights and like whatever, and I saw this, I would grab this.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, this is one of the better cans.
Yes, definitely one of the better cans.
That we pulled off the shelf. For sure, I think it's great.
Okay. Have you guys noticed something odd about this setup? Something you haven't seen before?
Ah, yes.
Something that you might think we're glancing over, but we're not. And before we get into Paul's thing, I feel like
no, it's good to point this out.
We have some mugs, as you can see. This is not merch. This is limited edition, only 2 of its kind that we'll be using. Not even as mugs for this podcast, just as
props, yeah.
Props. But we got these. We got comped from our supplier of our sweatshirts, so big shout out to him. They're pretty fire. I'll be using this. I'm gonna be bringing it into work tomorrow. I kept these secret. Juan didn't see it. I didn't show Paul. I didn't tell these guys. I just wanted to bring it to them, for this. Mm-hmm. So it was a little bit of a surprise.
I mean, unfortunately, they aren't for sale, but
no, they're not.
I mean, it could be a kind of like a sneak peek as to future merch.
Speaking of future merch, we have a what? What do we call it?
I guess it's an announcement, but not
an
really.
Announcement, but we want something to happen. So we talked about last time we released merch, how we wanted to get to 100 followers on Instagram before we released it. And we thought it was only right, new season, new service on YouTube that we now have to up our count on YouTube. So we decided that if we get to 50 subscribers on YouTube, which we have over 100 followers on Instagram, if half of the people on Instagram go and follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube, we'll hit that mark.
Yep.
We'll release some merch. We will be releasing merch.
Confirmed.
But we have to do that. So link is in our bio. Just look up 2 Deep Podcast on YouTube. Find us.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Why
Share
not?
it. Put on your story. Throw up our videos you guys have seen.
Give us a shout out. If you give us a shout out, we'll give you a shout out.
The boys at the soccer house have watched both episodes on the main screen with all the boys.
Shout out
on
to
the
them.
Fridays that it comes out. So shout out to them. Huge fans of us.
Yeah.
We love you guys at the soccer house. But they put it up on their story, and we put that on ours, so you get some publicity too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It works 2 ways. So
even though you probably have more followers than we do.
yeah. But still, who knows? Later down the line, we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
I mean, for now.
Also, for the record, I don't know why the video last time looked so weird. Like the first 3 seconds were frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That.
I don't know why that happened.
We were talking about that earlier. I don't know.
But because I put a fade in and fade out like video animation on it, but it worked fine for the end. Like it faded out with no glitch, but the front didn't.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned.
Weird.
Stay tuned. TikTok channel will be coming soon. Within the next week or so. So, stay on the lookout for that. We'll probably put out some kind of
Instagram story.
Yeah, some story
Obviously,
out.
make sure you follow.
And follow that if you guys get the chance. We'll be putting out some clips, some funny clips.
I like this.
From any of the episodes that we have.
Yes.
The video episodes. And
unfortunately.
And you guys will see some of that. So, yeah. So we'll get started. I am going on a month hiatus from alcohol.
Boo.
I made this decision the other day for a few reasons. And before anyone says, well, Paul, you're drinking a beer during the episode. I did an evaluation when I made this decision. I realized what about the podcast? And I was like, well, I'm just going to have one a week. Like 1 beer a week, and it'll be the beer that we have.
Why can't it be 2 though?
What?
It's too deep.
Because that's already
slogan
the way
is
I always
2
go,
dudes,
the
2
way it
brews.
always happens with me, it's always starts with 1, and then it's
and then you
2,
add it,
and then it's like, oh, I might as well have one here.
Weekends.
Yeah,
okay.
so then I'm sticking to the 1. And I made that decision because I realized I think I've been drinking too much. Not that it's like a big problem, but I decided that I could simmer it down a little bit, along with the fact that I've been spending a lot of money when I go out. So I figured if I don't drink, I'll be less inclined to go out.
Exactly.
And then I'll spend less money as well.
Yeah.
So it'll give me an opportunity to save more money and hopefully put that money to a new camera.
Oh, yes.
So we're trying to get a new camera so that it looks better, right? And I mean,
and we're not going cheap.
Yeah, exactly. We want to make it. We kind of want to make the experience a little more proper and like the visual a little nicer. So, because right now we're recording from 2 iPhones.
Yes, which is okay, but oh my god, I stayed up until like 3 a.m. No cap, editing this video last time because I was having trouble transferring over from my phone. iCloud wasn't working. Google Drive wasn't working. Connecting it straight to my computer wasn't working either on my PC or my laptop. Horrible. So having a camera would be so much better because that's just a card.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about the iCloud bullshit.
No.
I mean, that's half the problem.
Storage and fucking all that shit. But Ario, we may have some business for you. Maybe take some on-set flicks for us.
Yeah. That's true.
So that could be a possibility, take some professional ones. If you're not following Rio Took It, you're slacking. Make sure you follow him on Instagram.
100%.
This guy takes great flicks.
Rio Took It. Follow him. He's pretty active in the comment section. Well,
Huge.
Ario.
You'll hear from him later today.
Yeah. So we'll get to that later though.
I wanted to kind of go back to our old days a little bit. It used to be a little bit more structured. As of recently, we've kind of just been like going off the dome, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have an intro topic, something to kind of warm us up before we get into our thing, rather than just bullshitting.
Okay, so what is that? Because I actually didn't know about this until now.
Yeah.
So
I wrote some. Okay, so like, my question is, what do you think is like the worst form of torture? If not the worst, then top 3.
Fuck.
If you got and you say you like waterboarding, like you could do it.
Yeah.
You've said that before.
Waterboarding's like an adrenaline rush, but that's like controlled waterboarding now.
Regardless, so you can't. Obviously, that's not on the table. So what do you think is the worst? I feel like in the
old days they used to do that fucking crazy shit where like they like pulled on your limbs and stuff. Remember, like
from 4 Horses.
Yeah.
They tied up and shit.
But was that like a way of like execution?
Yeah, because their limbs would get ripped off and then they bleed to death.
Yeah, so that's not really torture. That's literally just like a terrible way of execution.
You don't have to survive this torture. Like this could be torture, because for instance, like there's this one thing that is huge. I saw where they take a cage and they pin a rat on your stomach, and they'll heat the one side so they move towards your skin to get away from, because they don't want to touch, and eventually, either for so long they get hungry or the heat within it, they try to get out and they burrow into your stomach, like they dig into your stomach and they rip up your insides.
Oh, that's bad.
You never heard of that?
No, that's bad. You see, there's so many different like terrible ones. I was gonna say like castration and like that kind of shit.
What, just getting your dick cut off?
Yeah, and like your balls.
Wu-Tang.
Like that's probably terrible, man. I mean, that's another one, but that rat shit is crazy.
The rat shit's crazy,
yeah,
right?
that's bad. I didn't know.
What's another one? Getting staked alive.
Oh.
Like you ever see? I was big into like History Channel shit.
Yeah,
when
dude,
I was
that's
younger,
what they.
so I
dude, they used to do
all that
crazy shit back
Literally
in the day.
put a spike through your ass.
Oh.
And it comes out of your mouth, and like they found out a way, and this could be bullshit, but according to research they did on the bodies, they found, I don't know the specifics, but they somehow found out that they were still alive while they were in the pike, because they died due to asphyxiation, not like blood loss. There was no damage to their, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, but like,
so you're on there. You see the pike coming out of your mouth, and you're on there for a little before you die.
Realistically, like, bro, you see, here's the reason why, like, the problem with this question is, like, all right, you give me, like, a choice. You give me a choice between, like, the rat and then, like, getting a steak. Like, I don't fucking know what I would pick. Like, I would just be like, I would probably just kill myself on the spot.
I would try to just bite my own tongue off at that point. You don't know that's the thing? You could bite your tongue off right now if you wanted to.
And what, that kills you?
You'll blood loss, yeah. You'll just bleed out.
Or if,
it's a major, like, blood flow. Like, there's so much blood in your tongue. I feel like.
I don't know. I don't know what the worst.
I feel like I'm just coming up with fucked up shit, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah, dude, because I'm hearing, like, this shit. I wasn't even thinking of those. There's some crazy... I know there's, like, some crazy torture techniques, though.
You ever see the thing where they stick it up your ass and it goes... You've never seen that? You've never, like, looked up this shit before?
No, dude. I don't look this shit up.
Am I just weird? Like, am I weird?
Bro,
like,
no. I didn't know that that's a thing either. When was that from? What age
I don't
was that
know.
from?
I used to watch history shit and they talk.
I know they had some crazy shit. I know they probably still do that stuff without us knowing classified government information. That they probably still torture like fucking...
Oh, they definitely torture, especially in the army. You don't think when they take people hostage, they just feed them and like put them in a cage?
Of course they torture.
They're fucking torturing the shit out of them.
Yeah, man, but I wonder what they're doing. That's the interesting thing.
They're probably just fucking cutting off toe.
You think they're doing that? I feel like they're doing
depending
more,
on the severity.
I feel like they would. I feel like the U.S. government. I mean, who the fuck knows? Maybe what do I know? I feel like the U.S. government would just use more like waterboarding type techniques where it's like
waterboarding, yeah.
like
but
some
especially
shit
like
that's
if you're in like, I feel like they prepare for that. If you're in like Al Qaeda or some shit, they definitely waterboard each other for practice.
My friends and I used. That's like we used to waterboard each other. Like that's different though. People think that's weird, but it's like if you've never tried waterboarding, try it. It's like a crazy like you know what it was good for. So we used to do this at like at functions when we'd be hammered. You get waterboarded just to like sober you up.
And your shirt's all wet.
No, you just take off your shirt and then you go. And then you get the towel on your head, and we'd use like the shower head, and you just put the shower head over like the person, right? And you're sitting there, and you just go, and you have to like, but it's like kind of no one holds the fucking rag down. You kind of just let yourself go, go, and then until like literally the point where you can't go anymore, you pull the rag off. It's like some sick shit that we used to do, but I mean it worked. You come out of there feeling wired, cold water.
I'm sure.
Bro, it's like better than
suffocating.
It's like
or drowning, I guess.
Literally sobered you up.
Yes.
I mean,
fucking sticking needles through each finger, so you have.
That's
in
like,
between the nail and the skin.
That's bad. But that's not as bad as the others. Obviously, I would pick that, but like that's like that hurt. That's
Oof.
probably like bad.
So there's this anime, Tokyo Ghoul. If you haven't watched it. Unreal.
I just thought of one.
There's this scene where he puts the main character gets kidnapped, and the person who kidnaps him takes this venomous centipede, and it crawls in his ear, and it starts fucking eating him from the inside or some shit.
Yeah, but I feel like a venomous centipede.
Yeah, I mean that's just an anime. Yeah. That's just an anime.
No, I was gonna say like one of the even like the classical prison techniques where they used to like. I used to make them like sit on on like a chair of spikes or like.
There's so much more. I just thought of
like the medieval times. They used to do some, like fucked shit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean.
What about just solitary confinement?
That's like an underrated.
But like a dark room.
Like a dark and
you're
small,
constrained.
Or like super small. Like, you go crazy, right?
Yeah.
You go just insane. They say like there's like this guy who has like the quietest room.
Yeah, I've seen those, but it's based
like
off the walls.
Yeah, but it's like apparently it makes you go insane.
Yeah, if you're in there for a while.
Yeah, for like after like 30, 45 minutes, you could literally hear.
They
like,
have those chambers. Joe Rogan sat in one of them. Like it's an ISO something. You're in water, and it's like you feel floating. You're floating, and it simulates like no gravity. And then after a while, you zone out because it's pitch black and it's supposed to be relaxing.
Well, that's different than the fucking
solitary confinement.
Solitary confinement's different because that's like
because you just go to that chamber for like an hour.
Yeah.
But you're in solitary confinement for like days, weeks.
Yeah. Dude, that's like, that's rough because like.
Worst way I feel like we named so far is what?
It's got to be either the fucking pike or the rat.
I feel like the rat takes longer.
Which is worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The rat's worse.
Dude, imagine that shit. Bro, that's like fucked, man.
Yeah. The rat's definitely worse.
I would say that might be the worst one, to be quite honest.
You know what would be the worst thing ever, though? If aliens took over.
Here we go again. Aliens are back, ladies and gentlemen.
We haven't talked about the aliens in a fat-ass minute.
Yeah, that's true.
We only did it once, which is Do You Believe?
Yeah, so we're back.
That was season 1, episode 4.
So we're back now, all the way in season 6.
Season 6. It's been a long journey. Well,
been a long journey for the aliens too, from where they're coming from.
Yeah, allegedly. But I this is also something I used to watch a lot as a kid. Bunch of alien stuff. I said Ancient Aliens before, but we didn't talk about this in the last episode, which I was pretty interested about. Is the idea of this location, Area 51.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that this is potentially some alien extraterrestrial research center where they store the Hartwell alien and shit like that. So I kind of want to just discuss, do you think that we have this type of research facility, and why is this something that is so well kept from the public?
All right. Well, one.
Like, why can't they just come out and be like, this is the information that we have here? They're just being so secretive about it.
I just want to make a point real quick. You know the UFO site, like how the government declassified all the UFO shit, like a few weeks ago.
Really? The stuff that they released with the Navy?
Yeah.
And the airships?
Yeah. You know how they released that shit?
No.
They released a bunch of shit.
That it's incorrect?
Declassified it? No.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
They declassified it.
I saw it, yeah. For some reason, I thought declassified was...
No, they declassified a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I don't buy that for this reason. I just don't think the government would release that kind of information to us. I think that it's to try to draw our attention away from a situation like Area 51. So the government wouldn't do that kind of shit.
I feel like that would just draw more suspicion to the Area 51. If we know that that's real, we know that our suspicions have been correct all along, then we would think that our suspicions about Area 51 are correct.
No, you would think that, but no. I think that it's just like to cause people to go, like, more to make. I think it's one of those situations where it's putting people on a different, like, path of curiosity, because there'll be a certain percentage of people, a small percentage, that goes and looks at like, is like, okay, well, if this is happening, then Area 51's got like happen. But I think a lot of people, it's just drawing their attention from Area 51. Okay. Now, my point, my thing with Area 51 is I 100% think that they're doing shit there with, like...
You think it's aliens, though, or do you think it's, like, something else?
I think it's probably alien research tied with, like, other kind of shit that we don't know about. Because, like, then again, they wouldn't tell us, right?
Yeah.
I think that it's how they've kept it. I mean, it's the same way that they've kept so much shit from the public in all of history. Like, I just think that it's really not hard for them to do it.
It isn't, but I mean, at the same time, any of these
scientists who come out with these stories, and then fucking what ends up happening, like they disappear or some shit like that.
Yes.
I don't know. I gotta listen. I'm pissed at myself. I haven't listened to the Rogan podcast with the guy who used to work at Area 51.
Yeah, it's also a Netflix documentary. I told you a little while back.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I forget what it's called.
I didn't.
Yes, Bob Lazar.
Yeah, that's him. I haven't watched it at all, but I wanted to listen to it.
It's fire.
I've seen like a few clips.
He said that he used to work at, I'm not sure if it was Area 51, but some alien it could have been Area 51, but some alien research facility, and he worked on gravitational equipment, like things that could produce its own gravity, which is one way you could explain how these flying saucers are working. A big thing that is always concerning or like draws question from people is, how do these aircraft, which have allegedly been seen, maneuver in the way that they are said that they maneuver
like physics, right?
They're shooting left, shooting right, going from 0 to 1,000 miles per hour in a blink of a fucking eye, crazy distances, crazy movements. Only way to do that isn't with jet propulsion or any type of system like that, because at the same time, all the reports are it's quiet. You know, you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even there. You just feel like this presence, and then it's or a low hum or something, and it's shooting around. Only way to do that is with some way to produce your own gravitational fields. So that's what he said he worked on. However, he didn't have the technology to replicate it outside of, like, we can't build it ourselves. This is some sort of technology that is coming from an extraterrestrial. We had some technical difficulties. Somebody came in, so this is going to be cut to this part.
So going
Area
back
51.
Going back. No, you were talking about how we weren't able to produce the gravitational pull.
Correct. So yeah, he can't replicate it here. So he's saying, and that's why you can kind of take his story as true, because we can't really see this technology from Earth. It's from somebody else, somewhere else.
Well, what's an interesting
But it has
point,
no photos or anything. So.
yeah, well, an interesting point to think about is like where or what I was gonna say is like realistically, like the public will if they've kept it from us like this, I don't see how we're ever gonna find out unless something for our life in our lifetime, we're never gonna find out if like aliens exist in our lifetime. I think.
You don't know that.
Unless
something comes down in the fucking middle of the sky.
Yeah,
big as shit.
Yeah, unless something was to happen, like a massive event that like thousands could document. I don't see how like at that point the government could hide it. But aside from that, like these individual kind of appearances and stuff, it's kind of easy for them to hide, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The government could just classify that information. I think that like I said earlier, I think almost that I have no idea what the fuck, we don't know what the fuck happens there, because it's kind of like fruit of thought, like what is it? Is it just like research as to like science to help them discover whether aliens exist? Or we don't know if they might already know that aliens fucking exist.
Yes.
And like we have no idea.
I just
like to the scale that they know. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's hard for me to wrap my head around how such a large organization that every single person there can keep such a tight lip about this situation. I guess I can kind of see how the people who off stray, they're just, yeah, exactly. If they have any people stray away, then they're just going to tell them they're lying, and they're going to try to make this person look bad, because there's actually, I remember this is in the documentary, there's actually no record of Bob Lazar working at whatever facility he said he used to work at. When the media went to contact them and show me your employee list, which is all public domain, yeah. Anybody can actually tell me your employee list from this time period. He wasn't on there.
They could probably get rid of that.
Exactly. They could just
easily.
wipe it.
I'm sure that as soon as something came out with him, that it was completely wiped.
But it's just weird that some guy could just come forward and be so adamant about something that didn't happen. Like, if this was a complete lie, maybe he did work there and he saw some shit and he's trying to over-exaggerate it. But at the same time, if they were able to just play it in a way that this guy's fucking crazy, then that sets them straight.
It's easier for them to play it like that versus us to think like it's easier for them to play that card than for him to play any card, because they could almost claim like, all right, he doesn't really have that much hard evidence that he worked there. Like, he does, but like they could easily play it off, if that makes sense. Like, they could say like, oh, he's just crazy, he never worked here, he did, like, he might have done his own shit, but this wasn't part of the U.S. government, and they just do something like wipe him off the employee records. Like, that's something they would do.
You think they have any memory loss or memory changing technology?
No. I don't think they have anything like you know, where, unless nothing that would incapacitate you, because think about it, these scientists have to be like, almost, they have to know what they're doing at all times. They have to still have the necessary skills. I feel like if they forget what happened one day, it would hinder their research the next day, if that makes sense. If they were to like wipe their memory, you know what I mean? I feel like it would have to be some kind of contractual agreement where like you can't say anything if you work there.
If they work there,
if you work, there's got to be some kind of contractual agreement. And nowhere in there.
Think they fucking stick a bomb in your neck or some shit if you talk, because there's a mic on that shit and we can track what you're listening to?
Well, in that case, I mean, maybe. If that's the case, then if Bob Lazar, if he
then maybe he is just
there,
a whack job. Maybe he is just a whack job.
Then he is a whack. Then it would confirm the theory that he's just.
Nah, they wouldn't do that, because if someone says that shit and their head blows up,
then everyone would know.
Yeah, never mind.
But then again, who the
fuck?
fuck?
Dumb as fuck.
But
Kill
if that person like ends up committing suicide, then I feel like that's more likely.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, well, that's the point that I'm trying to make. It's like if they commit suicide, then it's like
it's obvious, but
it's obvious, but like who really could say shit? I mean, how many
can't.
people have said it thousands of times? I don't want to bring it up again. How anyone who fucking has said anything against the Clintons and came out with some shit ends up committing suicide somehow or dying of natural causes.
You're alive.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I just, they could label me as just a crazy conspiracy theorist, as they do with all the QAnon people.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're no one of importance to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, realistically, what can I say?
Absolutely
Maybe if
nothing.
I was, like, some high-scale political figure and I started coming out on
You would have to know some
national
shit,
television.
though.
Yeah, I
You would have to know some
like,
shit.
It would be like Skull and Bones type beat. I don't know if you know about Skull and Bones.
No.
Secret organization, sort of similar to like Bohemian Grove, actually existed where they like would rape children, like to
The
essentially.
Clintons were a part of this?
Well, I forget if like a lot of upscale like political figures, what they would do is like essentially they would force you to like rape like a young child, and then like or like have gay sex, and then
Damn.
and they would record it. And the purpose in doing that is like now they have dirt on you, so you won't say shit on anyone else. You know, it's fucked up shit. This actually happened, by the way.
I mean,
no
okay,
matter what people say.
this is completely off topic, but I'm down to roll with this because it just popped into my fucking head.
No, because we're
At
talking
that
about
point,
government institutions.
I know,
here.
but at that point, I would do something. I would go to the police to tell them, and all that they're gonna do is release the evidence that supports my claim. Yes, there might
That
be a
wouldn't
video.
happen.
There might be a video of me getting butt
Those
fucked on the
people are
internet.
too powerful for you to do anything.
Yeah, but if the sole purpose of having that video is the blackmail, why wouldn't you just go to the police? Okay, I understand it because you're insecure, but like I'm talking about me, right?
What do you
Again,
mean? So let's say, but it would have to be if you found out before. But like you don't really find out before. You find out in the moment. Like, all right, you have to do this. You have to. There's no getting out of it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So, gun to my head, I know I'm going to be killed unless I let this fucking guy fuck me. Right?
Yeah.
I get the situation. It happens. R.I.P. And they say, unless you do X, Y, Z, we have this video of you and we'll send it to everybody you know. And they'll all see you getting fucked.
No, they'll release it on like
Or on whatever.
Yeah.
They'll put it on the internet for anybody to see. Why wouldn't you just go to the police?
Yeah, but when? I'm confused.
Immediately after. Oh, they
like
hold
immediately
you captive?
after. Immediately after.
Are they holding you captive after this, or like
No,
they're
no. If immediately after like the video, like you essentially do it and then
No, it happens. They have the video. They threaten you. They send you on your way.
Yeah.
Go straight to the police.
But they could do it in a way where it's like that's complete and utter bullshit, and they're powerful enough to do that.
What do you mean they can do it in a way that's bullshit?
Like they could say like, "Oh, this guy's just saying that to get out of getting accused of child pedophilia." That's what these people could do. You know, we're talking about the most powerful figures in society, but this is too far off topic anyway.
Way too far off.
Skull and Bones is a topic for another day, and Bohemian Grove, that kind of shit. Area 51, though, I'm not saying that they're fucking kids, but I'm saying that like it's a different story. Like they have some kind of essentially like there has to be something. I mean, we're talking about there's got to be some kind of agreement in place where that makes these people not want to say shit.
I have
because it's different with like
yes.
Like a lot of different, like these are like government agencies. I mean, I don't know. I
think there's two possible solutions, or possible
what do you mean? Like theories as to what's going on.
I think there's either all this UFO shit is complete and utter bullshit. There's three scenarios. Complete and utter bullshit. One, a couple times it's happened that they've come here, or if they've come here the amount of times that is suspected, then in my opinion they have to live amongst us today. I personally don't think that a civilization with the type of technology to be able to travel these vast distances will be inferior to the human race.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If that's the case, I agree.
So maybe, yes, there's some technical malfunctions every once in a while where they don't, relay well with the Earth's atmosphere, so I don't fucking know, some bullshit, and they crash. And they all die, and that's the technology that we have. The Rockwell, is it the Rock? I think it's called the Rockwell incidents in Nevada.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very famous, happened in the 1970s. Regardless, they have that information. But if they're here and we've seen these things, they should be able to have some sort of technology to change the way they look, right? People say there's been reports of technology where it reflects whatever's above it. So it's almost like they're seeing through it. Automatically vanishes, but they still see some waviness, right? They have, what's that fucking, not coding, cloning, coding. It's not camo.
What do you describe?
So, like, let's say you see an airplane, right?
Yeah.
But let's say there was a bunch of TVs on the bottom of the airplane, and there's a bunch of cameras on the top. And whatever was above the camera was projected on the bottom of the airplane. So when you're looking at it from below, it just looks like clouds. It's camo.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
But
I don't know
that type of
what it's
technology.
called.
These spaceships have these types of technology. Why don't they have the technology to change the way that they look, to make themselves look like humans?
Well,
if they've allegedly abducted some of these humans, maybe they've found a way to make clones and put their mental entities into these clones.
I think that if it's true, I don't know if it's cloning, but I feel like there has to be some sort of technology that they would probably have some technology to be able to move quick enough, maybe to where we wouldn't even be able to see it.
Like they physically can move.
Yeah. So
they're like superhumans.
Realistically, yeah, they're like they have like some kind of technology to where like they can.
No, that's bullshit.
I think that if they would be able, if they're, let's say if they could make their ships move at 1,000,
like a suit of armor that they could
make, because think about it, they could, if they're able to make themselves move at that speed and they're that far ahead of us, they could probably have like a suit or something that moves faster than we could even track.
I've realized I've been slamming my can on the table right next to the fucking...
Yeah, our cameraman wants another drink.
I don't think he wants a drink. Oh, it is? Oh. Is it good? You like it?
I like it.
I thought it was pretty fire.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I feel like that they would have some kind of technology where they would be able to, rather than clone, because if they're able to do that kind of shit, I feel like they would camouflage themselves before they clone themselves into like us and live amongst us. I feel like they would like just observe us, if that makes sense.
But that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they're able to fly above us.
Allegedly, they've been here since the Great Pyramids, because they helped build the pyramids and the Incan Empire.
I feel like the pyramids,
whatever those are called.
I feel like the pyramids are one of the most compelling arguments for extraterrestrial.
I think they have to be. It has to be.
I think that's one of the most compelling arguments.
Joe Rogan, and this is the second time I'm bringing him up, but Joe Rogan said, the point he made. I've never thought about this.
I've mentioned this,
but it just clicked. Did you?
Yeah, I mentioned it in the other episode.
How like even if it was like an inch off at the bottom.
Well, I didn't say that, but that's true.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is what really made it fucking click for me. Because the whole time the arguments were, the weights of the stones and traveling it up, they'd have to build ramps. That's the only reasoning why people that I've heard have had a reasonable excuse to say it had to be aliens. Because how are you moving these gigantic heavy stones up this great distance? So that argument is what sat with me, right? But he brought up the point that just based off the sheer size, if you were off by an inch at the bottom, for any stone, by the time you get to the top, that top stone wouldn't sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Everything had to be exactly placed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that the point, but even with that, like it would have to be exactly placed that way.
Exactly, like
even
like
the
a
size
centimeter
of those fucking stones.
Let me look at something.
It would take the average human about 55 humans, and realistically you could only fit like what, 13 people around one of those stones if it was like real. And you can't tell me like there's so many different things that makes you raise question marks about it. They're so
6.5 to 10 tons.
Yes,
I didn't know they were that heavy.
yes, dude, they're that
What?
heavy. It's like literally almost impossible. It would take around, I think the math is like around 55.
1 meter by 2.5 meter base.
50. It would take 55 6-foot like, well, like strong men
3
to
feet
carry
wide.
it. So like unless the only explanation is that humans have evolved so much to the point where there used to be like superhumans, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that at one point in history we're 10 feet tall, because if you look at back at like the skeletons from back in the day, right? They find these people are much bigger than us. So, because that's what some of the historians claim in Egypt, is that like the people were built different. But like I still don't believe that.
They were just built different.
Yeah, that they were like 10 foot tall, like monster
cap.
beings. It's yeah, like I don't believe that. I think that there had to be. I mean, unless another explanation is this. This is like another thing that people claim is like at some point in history, we were progressed in technology.
Oh my god.
Right, to a certain degree.
Yes.
Like far progressed, and then like something happened to where like that was all lost, and then it was like a restart. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Where we basically started from scratch again. But again, that's like, I feel like that's a flawed theory. But realistically, we can't really tell. I mean, it's kind of like a weird. There's just so many things. I think it's if you want to. I feel like if people want to look for like evidence in aliens, I feel like that's where to look. Those kinds of things, versus like make theories from like Area 51 and shit you see online. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like everyone knows the Great Pyramids exist. Everyone knows that. I mean, this not everyone.
And they used to be covered in this crazy limestone, right?
Yeah. And the crazy thing,
Smooth
I don't know
if
you remember, I mentioned this on the other one, where all these like types of structures around the world that are built this way, they all line up in a straight line.
Oh, that too.
That's
a good argument, man.
It's like a crazy argument, and it's like at that point in history, you can't fucking know that.
No.
I mean, or at least we don't know.
That's just such a crazy coincidence.
Well, do you think, here's another theory, it's like, do you think that it's possible that like maybe these like, another theory is like, okay, so maybe the aliens came at that time, like that great civilization, right? They left, and now we're getting to a point where they're starting to like come back, and they're gonna make another appearance and do something crazy again. I mean, that's like 5,000 years ago.
They might be able to understand that we're gonna handle it differently than the way they did back then, because back then they worship gods, and a lot of theories come around and say that these depictions in hieroglyphics and on these ancient Egyptian
that's more evidence,
pictures or whatever, that they depict these situations that to them are gods, but if you look deeper into it, you see wires coming out and flashlights and things like that they shouldn't have had the technology for back then,
like helicopters,
which makes it think that aliens were able to come down and help them out.
Yeah.
Another theory I just thought of could be we just create time travel in the future and go help them, and it's all just a cycle.
That's an interesting
Oh my god, speaking of time travel and cycles, if you guys watch Attack on Titan and saw the most recent episode, I know you guys don't give a shit.
No, I don't. But maybe someone does.
Bro.
What is that, an anime or what?
Yeah, yo.
Rebel?
Rabe hasn't seen it, bro. I texted him. None of my friends are caught up with the good shows that I'm watching right now, and I texted all of them, have you seen it? They're all like, nah.
All the anime guys?
Yeah. Rebel, Tristan.
Yeah, not me.
Rossi.
Not me. I just think about other shit.
Flores too. I didn't hit up Flores though.
I just think about other shit like Skull and Bones and Bohemian Grove.
I just think about anime all day. So if you
Yeah.
think they're among us,
I don't
if
think
let's
they're
okay,
honest,
you
but
don't
you're
think
gonna
so.
Say if.
So let's just say my third scenario was correct. They've come back. They're here. They're hidden. But they're amongst us. Could that be the reptilians that people are theorizing are in office?
The reptiles, the lizard people.
The lizard people.
I think I briefly mentioned lizard people also. Like I haven't.
But the lizard people are, they believe are from underground. That's a different hypothesis, right?
Yeah.
Or some shit.
No, they're like that's like a different theory. Yeah, but you're saying, but it could also
It's a big
be
Doctor
like,
Who thing.
Yeah, but that's also like QAnon too. Like they believe like fucking Hillary Clinton's like a fucking demon, and that there's lizards. Although I've seen like some videos online. I don't know if this is true. Like, obviously I don't believe all the shit that I see, but I have seen shit where it's like quote unquote evidence of lizard people, and yeah, of course, like it's fruit for thought. Like oh. Maybe this is the case. I mean, maybe they could. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Like,
what if fucking bro? Crazy brain blast right now. You watch Men in Black, like the first one.
No, I haven't watched it.
What? Have you watched it?
That was my shit, man.
Men in Black series was fire.
No.
Will Smith, fire.
Yeah, I know. What
was the other actor? It's fucking
I don't know his name, but the old guy.
Old white dude.
Yeah.
Classic old white
no,
dude.
he's Kevin Spacey.
I think
No?
so.
No, Kevin Spacey's the
Fact
fucking
check.
pedophile.
Yeah, it's him.
No.
No,
Look
it's
up
not.
Kevin
It's not
Spacey.
Kevin
It's not Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
White guy on Men in
I
Black.
don't know why I thought Kevin Spacey. I swear.
Tommy Lee Jones, you fuck. Kevin Spacey's like that pedophile. He got caught for
Yeah,
molesting.
but do you know
hella
what
kids.
Kevin Spacey looks like?
Yes. Yes, this guy.
He wasn't in Men in Black.
Maybe he was.
Look
as
it
a
up.
side character.
Just look up Men in Black.
No. It's not even showing up. No, he's just in a suit. See, they even showed up him. They actually showed Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
Kevin Spacey,
Okay.
pedophile.
Yeah, we know. Okay, we know that. Everyone knows.
Sexual
Kevin Spacey.
miscontact
I know,
allegations.
everyone knows about Kevin Spacey.
The rise and fall of Kevin Spacey, a timeline of sexual assault. Jesus Christ, what a title.
Standard. Yeah. Well. I mean, it's just a standard Hollywood actor that just went down. I mean, yeah.
No, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's not the only one.
so my brain blast, sorry. So in the movie, one of the aliens, the main alien, he's able to crawl in, like kill a human and then crawl into their skin and take over their skin. But they're like mad fucked up. They don't act like a human at all. Super weird, gross, doesn't even speak English.
Okay.
So, where does this relate? Joe Biden. I know, but like think about it.
No,
Because
no.
there's been some videos recently of this guy just, and why do I say Joe Biden, right? Not just because he's weird. 'Cause this is my brain blast. This all happened in like a millisecond in my head. So I was thinking, okay, these aliens, if they're coming back, what was their main goal of coming back in the past? To help society advance, build the pyramids for them, give them information networks, shit like that. There's a theory that they're the ones that gave us life.
Yeah.
They're the connection between the dumb Neanderthal to where we are in civilization today. So why would they be coming back now? In their minds to help us, and maybe since then they've found new technology where they don't have to be seen as God, where they can maneuver their way into our society where we are right now. Where would they go? These lizard people, what is the theory? The theory is that they're all in office, they're all in positions of power, right?
Sorry,
I'm telling you.
I just find this like a little amusing.
So if they are the people in power, okay, well, what is the highest power in America you can get to? President of the fucking United States.
I would take over Soros.
And this
or something
guy,
like that.
this guy is a fucking whack job.
Yeah, but
He doesn't.
So
This guy doesn't look right to me.
Here's the.
He doesn't look when he's on camera. He looks like something's off.
My quick response to that is this, okay, and then you could keep going. So what you're saying is everybody who has dementia is an alien.
It's terrible.
I mean, like, I don't know.
I almost spit that out.
I mean, like, again, for thought. I don't know.
He hasn't come out and said he has dementia.
He clearly does. It's not. You're telling me that what he's doing right now is helping.
No, he's got some Alzheimer's brewing or something.
I mean, I guess time will tell, but from what I've seen, I don't see anything.
Dementia is what? You just lose your sanity?
It's
I think he has Alzheimer's.
Like early onset, like it's like what you get before Alzheimer's. He doesn't have all. Yeah, dementia is like.
You got dementia after Alzheimer's. The first thing.
No,
yeah.
Dementia is before Alzheimer's. Look it up.
What comes first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first, dementia?
Dementia.
Or Alzheimer's.
Dementia.
Parkinson's too. Alzheimer's is degenerative. Yes, it leads to dementia symptoms. Fuck you. ALZ.org.
Yeah, but no. Okay.
Dementia comes after. It leads to dementia symptoms that gradually worsen over time.
No. Actually, that makes sense because Alzheimer's. Okay. So I think the way. No, you're right. You're right because I think now that I thought about it, dementia is like. So you technically get Alzheimer's when you're significantly younger than of old age.
Yeah, dementia is like.
Dementia is
is
like the symptoms that I think you get from Alzheimer's. So like, no, dementia you could get like 80s, 90s.
Dementia is a general term for a decline in mental ability, severe enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's is the most common cause of dementia.
Yeah.
So it's the early stage. You start forgetting stuff, and then you go crazy.
Yeah. He has dementia though. He has Alzheimer's, and he probably has dementia.
How do you let somebody with dementia run the fucking America?
Well, that's a good question. You could ask the 80 million Americans. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what you could ask yourself. Well, again, why would 80 million Americans vote for an alien?
Because they didn't want. Okay.
Well, that's the argument. So then it's like, okay, well, why would you want some? Because their argument is because they don't want Trump in office. Okay, fair enough. You want someone to run. Now we're seeing what's happening when you have someone who has dementia run the country. I mean, it's.
I don't even know anything that's happened other than Russia. We haven't even talked about Russia. That might be it. That's gonna have to be next week.
I don't want to get into the COVID shit show, but I was gonna say I mean, we're seeing what's going on. We're seeing what's going on with the economy.
That's the thing that Juan came up with.
I think the economy is doing great. Inflation is doing great.
Was that sarcastic? That the economy's doing great?
Yeah, very sarcastic. We're doing terribly.
It's gonna crash. The market's gonna crash.
Absolutely.
And I called it. Did I not call it?
Well, because
I've been saying it.
Yeah, but everyone's been saying that.
No, I've been saying it before everybody.
We've been printing money out of our ass.
But I'm thinking crypto's gonna crash too.
No.
The whole thing, everything's gonna crash.
I think crypto's gonna.
Do you hear anybody talking about NFTs anymore?
Yeah, I see it all. I hear this like every day.
Low key, my
NFTs.
friend Baba, you guys know him from the podcast. He bought an NFT, but I think it was funny as soon as he took a picture of it, and then everybody screenshotted it.
So what does that mean? Yeah, you see, like, how does that
work? It's pointless. NFTs are fucking pointless.
I don't understand that because it's like, okay.
But he's got the blockchain.
I don't understand. Again, we need crypto people on here. We need crypto people back on the podcast to explain the whole fucking fiasco to me again.
We had Adnan.
NFTs. We had them
Ryan.
on. We had Adnan and Ryan on, but they explained Ethereum and blockchain. They didn't talk that much about. Like we asked them.
We talked about NFTs,
but I need more on NFTs.
They gave us horse racing.
Because I was thinking, they gave us like the horse racing garbage, which like I really was convinced after the podcast to buy a fucking horse.
We almost did. Almost did.
I was ready to get the funds together, but like I actually want to know like what the deal is with these NFTs. I mean, I just don't understand it because it's like. I see Gary Vee on my fucking feed every day saying like, buy NFTs, buy NFTs, and I'm like, why am I gonna listen to this guy? Like, what? All right, look it up. So what? The people that are writing these articles are fucking like crypto maniacs. Those like the people. I compare some of these people to like QAnon people, like where they're just crazy for crypto, and like they won't look past the fact that like realistically. So you're telling me like I saw like a theory the other day where like Russia created Bitcoin to produce the funds to like fund their war.
Bitcoin?
We don't know who created Bitcoin. It's like
right, I forgot
so
about
like
that.
so like there was like a theory that like Russia created Bitcoin to produce the funds to be able to fund
Their war.
their takeover of Ukraine.
Don't
like
we have
that
to
war.
give them guns or something? What's the decision? We got to give guns to one side or the other, or give guns to Ukraine or not?
See, like it's scary how like uneducated I am about like the whole Ukraine.
I think
situation.
that's what it is. I think we either give guns to Ukraine and Russia gets pissed at us, or we don't give guns to Ukraine and Ukraine gets pissed at us.
Well, it's not only Ukraine. The problem is if we give guns to Russia,
allies.
then
no, it's not giving guns to Russia. It's just whether to or to not to Ukraine.
Yeah, if we don't give guns to Ukraine, then like
they're
I feel like
part of the allies.
Yeah, which is like a lot of people are gonna.
But
technically, like I don't know, it's such a fuck.
Like I said last episode or 2 episodes ago, I'd kill Putin. So.
I wouldn't kill Putin before like.
He's out the mix.
I also didn't mention last episode. I forgot to mention that I would kill like Jackson Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes.
That's a big one.
I forgot to mention that because I was big. The Bengals did win.
Burrow.
Big Joe Burrow.
Big Joe Burrow.
What will be? I'm curious to see what happens. I did pick the Bengals.
I haven't watched any NFL. I might watch the Super Bowl. I might not. It's this weekend, right?
No, next weekend. This weekend's the fucking
saying.
Pro Bowl.
We gotta do the chocolates.
Yeah, we do have to do the chocolates.
We forgot. We said we would do it. Once every episode, so we'll have a new episode.
I forgot what I had last time.
You had the Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, and then you had this one, right?
No, I had
Yeah, you did. You had the Canadian Club. That's the only one missing, right?
I think I had the Jim Beam. You had the Canadian Club.
What's the Jim Beam? No.
I'm gonna have Remy Martin cognac.
What's this right here?
Cognac fine champagne. What?
That one sounds like
Guyano.
I'm gonna have the fucking vodka one because
vanilla.
The Remy Martin one.
Wait, vanilla.
What's vanilla?
The Guyano.
Damn, I was actually thinking about taking that one. I'll have the Remy Martin. Then I'm gonna avoid getting the Polish.
I don't know how I feel about that mix of champagne and cognac. We'll block the tequila bottle. Sorry. I almost gagged last time I ate these, and that wasn't like a joke. I really didn't like these. But we did it wrong last time. We had to do it right.
Wait, how does it go again? It's like you have to
turn it upside down, twirl it, bite the butt. Hold on, we'll look at it again. It's hot. These things are melting on my fingers. Let me see.
Yeah, unwrap, bite the bottom, and then drink from the bottom, and then enjoy.
Wait, let me see.
Wait, let's get a zoom in on that,
Yeah. Unwrap, bite. Wait, where's the swirl?
There's no swirl. I don't know where you got that from.
You're supposed to bite it here. Okay, that doesn't change anything then.
No, because you bite the bottom, so you get all the liquor out first.
Yeah.
I just don't like the look of that right there.
Cheers. Think. Oh, this one's bussin'.
That ass?
Also, don't shoot too close to the camera. We got called out last. ASMR. Fuck you guys.
Wait, what happened?
They could hear us chewing the chocolate in front, like when we got close to the mic. Gave some heebie-jeebies to some people. We don't give a fuck. ASMR, bitch.
Fuck off.
That one was great.
Alright, well.
I rate that one. I don't have any more.
Yeah, fucking.
8.3.
I'm not gonna rate mine. Because I forgot how the other one tasted. I didn't rate it.
The other one was like, I didn't rate the other one either.
All right, so now it's time to go.
From the deep. Okay.
We
Let me pull up the Instagram.
Sorry,
Heavy
we're not-
feedback for last episode. Heavy
Big
feedback.
time. Big time.
As expected, everyone's behind us. First shout out, Asembo.algo. You guys know who he is. All the homies hate Danny. Makes sense. Ario.maui. We told you. You're going to hear from him later. He says, Danny ain't P. Obviously,
He
the
ain't
blue
P.
P emoji.
Definitely ain't P.
Definitely ain't P. Last comment comes from Sammy Swider. Jail time for Danny. Yak emoji. Lots of hate for the boy. Lots of fucking hate. And that's what we like to see here at Too Deep Podcast.
Indeed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
For listening to another episode of Too Deep fucking Podcast.
Please tune in every week, every Friday. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get us to 50 fucking subs so that we can release some new merch.
We want to release merch to you guys. Subscribe. And find us on TikTok soon.